So I'm going to show you how you can use this 3-part thing to teach a horse to do something as simple as fly spray. And I'm using this horse here. I guess he's just turned 3 now. We've done very little with him. He's still a stallion. He is very, very, very sensitive and has a tendency to go into freeze mode, which is why I thought I'd show you this. I'm going to teach him how to accept fly spray. And you know, when we first started messing with him when he was very young, even just putting a hand on him like that, his eyes would stop blinking and he'd just go into freeze mode. Like he could just, it's just the subtlest thing. So I thought he'd be great to show you with this. So the 3 steps to, the 3 different steps are, the first one is stop at the first sign of concern, or it can also be the first sign of them recognizing that there's something there. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spray this fly spray over this way, but what I'm not going to do, what a lot of people do, I think, is they look at the horse's feet and they start spraying the fly spray, and if the horse is not moving, they think they're good with it. But what I want to do is be aware of his facial expressions before we start. Okay, see how his ears are kind of moving, his eyes are blinking, things like that. If he was to stop blinking, if he was to get the stares, or that's on the negative side, like on the, oh, he's just got worse side. Or if he even recognizes it, that's when I'll stop. But I'll start this thing and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to start to spray this fly spray here. Right there. You might notice he noticed it. He started to look at it and he rocked back. He's like, oh, what is that? So what I'm going to do is stop. So he stopped when he noticed it, and his first sign of concern. And then I want to make sure that he's not still concerned. He's not just holding it in. So I'd like to see a change of expression, blinking, any of those sorts of things. Like he looks over there, looks over here, one ear flicks a little bit. I want to make sure he hasn't gone inside his head right here. There's a change of focus right there. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to start to spray here. Right there. As soon as he noticed it, I'll stop. Okay, and what tends to happen doing this is because you're staying under threshold, you don't really get the bad things. And he'll probably be pretty good at this, and you'll probably think, oh well, he was kind of easy. I've got one that's hard to do. This horse could have been very difficult to do a lot of stuff with. So I'm going to start to spray again, and he looked at it, but he's not. It's no longer negative. Like when I first did it, he kind of rocked back. Now he's kind of curious about it. Okay, so step 1, stop at the first sign of concern or recognizing it. I'm going to go with the recognizing. So I'm going to start to spray here, and right there his ear flicked forward and he noticed it. Okay, so now what I'm going to start to do, the second step would be stop when they feel better or act better or are better. So I might start here. And he notices it, so I'm just going to keep spraying here. And he's kind of staring at it. Right there was an expression change, so he was looking at it like, what is that thing? And then he kind of went, oh, I'm used to it enough to where I could take my attention off of it. Okay, so then I stop. So I'm going to start again here. So I start spraying here. He hasn't even noticed it yet. So I'm going to go back to him noticing it. There he notices it. Good, I'll stop there. Now I'm going to go to step 2. I'm going to start to spray here. He's noticing it, and then his head turned more towards it. So he's looking at it like this, and then he kind of turned more towards it. So then I'm going to start here. You might notice his ear, and then he just looked towards it. So he wasn't looking at it, then he looked at it. So I'll start here. Right there, he looked towards it. I'd stop there. And then usually once you do that, then you could do the whole thing. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to step a bit closer and actually have some of this water land on him and just see what he does. If now, this is where you have to be aware of what's going on. He wasn't, right then there's a horse across the road that whinnied, and he got distracted. I wouldn't go to the next step from there, but now he looks like he's back. So I go from here to here. So what I might do is get a little bit closer to him. And right there it's landing on him, and he looks at it, and I'll stop. Let him sniff it, take it away. Start here, coming closer. Now it's spraying him right there. You can see it hitting his mane, and he turns and looks at it. And that might look like, oh, that was you know, that was simple. There's nothing wrong with this horse. He's perfectly fine. But this horse is very, very easily to be upset. He can either very easily shut down, very easily be rather spooky. Something I didn't mention at the start. So we were out in the middle of the arena here. I turned him out and left him out here for probably half an hour before we came and did this. So he was in a relaxed frame of mind before I started this. What you wouldn't want to do is do something like this, like take him, say, into the wash rack or something or other, and have him be half snort at the wash rack and then think you're going to spray him with this or spray him with a hose or something like that. You want to make sure that when you introduce something new that they're comfortable before you do that. But that's a you know, very short version of how you could do something like fly spray with that 3-step method.